That's right. Yeah. Ricardo's rules of resilience. Tune in, people. Every episode is impactful. You become more burly just by listening. Let's go.
So your coach told you to do a DEKA race.
That's when you're in zone 10 and there's a crowd gathered around and people are cheering and clapping, because the ones who have to overcome the most, those are the ones that are way more inspirational than the cyborgs with an 8-pack. I'm going to make you that same guarantee. If this is your first DEKA and you're scared of it, I'm going to make that guarantee to you right now. If you do DEKA and you regret it, all you have to do is reach out to me and say, Coach, I regret it. I'll refund the full ticket for you. All right? We know this is going to be good for you. And here's what I know. Your best life begins where your comfort zone ends.
Welcome, everybody, to the Ricardo's Rules of Resilience podcast, the podcast where we give you the tools to withstand and recover from difficulties. I'm your co-host, Coach Alton, along with Coach Ricardo, and today, you guys, we're going over our Racer series. This is the first part of the series, so your coach told you to do a DEKA race. Probably thinking a ton of things right now. You're probably thinking they're crazy for thinking you can do this. It's so intimidating, like Spartan races. Like, I don't want to get muddy, get in the barbed wire. And we're going to tell them that's all true, right, Coach?
Come on, guys. None of it's true. It's all in your head. We're going to get over these things that are tripping you up, because, like, there's not a monster in the closet and DEKA is not too hard for you. Come on. We're going to help you figure this out today. That's the point of this podcast. We're going to be short, to the point. We're going to help you get to the starting line.
DEKA can seem intimidating if you make it. You look at the website, you got these big, jacked guys like maybe Kevin Gregory.
Yeah, and they've all got 8-packs and muscles popping, places I don't even have muscles, and you're like, well, I can't do that. They go floating over the box. They look like they have wings or maybe springs in their feet, and you're like, well, I can't do that. And I'm not going to go to a race where people are doing that next to me while I'm taking 5 minutes to do it. So we get it. The promo material has you freaked out. You've looked online. You've already talked yourself out of it. But, hey, just give us a few more minutes of listening and just see if your mind doesn't change.
So hopefully we haven't turned you completely off to DEKA. The whole point of this is to kind of break the stigma of DEKA. We're both roadshow coordinators, so we do DEKA events. We love DEKA, competed individually with it, and we've trained people through DEKA. So more importantly, we know the benefit for ourselves, and I've seen the benefit that it can have on other people. One of my main goals in life, break the stigma of DEKA, get more people to that start line. Because I know how good of a thing is. Like the founder of DEKA, Yancey Culp, what does he say? We're selling the most powerful drug on planet Earth. It still has like the stigma maybe of those harder drugs a little bit. People, you think you're trying to get people to do cocaine or something.
Oh, man, you really do. And here's the thing. It's worth it. It's worth it to give it a try. I remember a lady when we owned our brick and mortar gym. And I would tell people, look, I will give you a personal money-back guarantee that if you try it, all you have to do is say, Coach, I regret it. 4 words. You tell me those 4 words, and I will give you all your money back. I'll take money out of my own pocket if you regret it. And so people would, argue with me. And there was this lady, and she just absolutely was scared to death of it, thought she couldn't do it. And I just would not let up because I knew she could, right? I mean, pretty much if you can do an exercise class, you can do DEKA. If you go to an F45 or Orange Theory or, just any place basically that does a HIIT training session, you're going to be able to do a DEKA. If you can work out for 45 minutes, you can work out for 20. That's just the way it is. Come on. But we had done hard workouts in our brick and mortar facility, and I was convinced she needed to try. And I tell people to this day, I think she probably could have gotten a restraining order taken out against me. I was that persistent with her, right? And she finally relented, and then she got bit. She got hooked. She was into it. And next thing you know, she's driving 6 hours or whatever to all the way to Knoxville, Tennessee to do a DEKA fit because she wants the full medal. So she went from no way I'm going to do this thing to I'm going to drive 6 hours to go do an even harder DEKA than we did right there in the gym. So listen, we understand the fear is real, but we also know the reward on the other side, totally worth it. You're going to like that sense of accomplishment that comes with doing really hard stuff. You've seen it too, Alton.
The reward that you get from that, it's just a great feeling of dopamine when you cross that finish line and you know, yes, I did it. It was hard, but I still did it. And that's the great thing about DEKA. Some people have legitimate limitations, like you got hip replacement, knee replacement, like stuff happens in life. But that's the great thing about DEKA is that you're able to modify it for those exercises. Whatever modifications you need to make, you can make those modifications. Now, it won't count on the leaderboard, but that's not what matters. It's about getting across that finish line, getting that medal, being with your friends, feeling that positive environment, feeling just the most powerful
Proving
drug
to
in the world.
yourself.
Yeah.
Proving to yourself that you can do a hard thing. That's an important element of it. Too often, we just shy away from things that we're scared of or we think we won't be able to accomplish. For one thing, we don't want to be embarrassed. And for another, we don't want to hurt. And, you know, we want to avoid pain. But this isn't the pain of torture. This is the pain of doing a hard thing. And when we do it, there's going to be a reward at the end. And I think too many times we psych ourselves out, whether it's by watching videos online like we already talked about with people with 8-packs or that are flying over the boxes like there's wings on their feet or whatever. And we think, oh, I can't do that. I'm going to embarrass myself. But let's think about the reality. So that's probably the first myth we should tackle is I'm going to embarrass myself. Well, actually, you're not going to embarrass yourself because I'll tell you this. I've been to many, many events. So have you. I've been to DEKA events in multiple states, so many locations, and it does not matter. Yes, when somebody comes across that finish line and they're an elite racer and they're fast, are people cheering for them? Yep. But in every single race without exception that I've ever been to, when somebody comes across that finish line and, you know, maybe they've got, you know, 60, 80 pounds to go on their weight loss journey. Or maybe, you know, it's obvious that they've got a joint limitation like you already mentioned of artificial knee or artificial hip, and you can tell in the way they move or something like that. When those people come across the finish line, that's what gets the biggest cheers. That's what draws the biggest crowd. That's when you're in zone 10 and there's a crowd gathered around and people are cheering and clapping because the ones who have to overcome the most, those are the ones that are way more inspirational than the cyborgs with an 8-pack doing it in, you know, half the time of a normal human.
That's the biggest thing, and why this is the first step of our series for the first time racer series. It's to have that strong mindset. We got to bust up these myths in our head. We got to be like Mythbusters, that old TV show. There are lies in your heads. There are limitations that are trying to keep you inside your comfort zone. And as we all know, growth does not come in our comfort zone. We need to step outside of our comfort zone. We need to be uncomfortable, being comfortable, because that's where the growth is going to come. And the first step of doing that is you got to take that step out of the comfort zone. You got to get yourself up out of there. And then once you do that, it slowly gets easier. You start to build up momentum, and momentum is something that is magical. You get going. You just keep rolling and rolling. You're stacking up these wins, and it's going to translate to other parts of your life. You're going to experience a lot of great wins in your fitness journey when you start doing DEKAs because you got something you're training for. You're going to be a little more on point with your nutrition. You're going to be on point with your workouts when you got this goal in your head. And it's also going to translate to outside of the gym. You're going to become a part of a community. I see friend groups created, and they just go to Spartan and DEKA events all over because that's what they love to do, and they're having fun with one another while they're improving themselves. And I know for myself and my family, it's built a bond, and we all love competing at different DEKA events and doing relays together. And I've gotten to meet a ton of great people through DEKA, and it's just great to meet all these people and see where they're at in their fitness journey and connect with them. And it's also going to translate to other areas, like at work. You're going to probably have a little pep in your step the next day after you accomplish that hard thing. People are going to notice. They're going to want to know what's up with this guy.
Oh man, you're gonna have the best day of your week is when you complete your DEKA. I guarantee it. I mean, unless maybe like you got married that week or something that's really awesome. Otherwise, I can just guarantee DEKA is the day you accomplish it, it's gonna be the best day of your week. You're gonna feel so good. You're gonna feel that bond, that sense of accomplishment. And it's going to be totally worth it. I think another myth that we have to bust in our head that I hear all the time is, I can't do that. I would die. How many times have we heard that?
I've heard it too many times.
It's ridiculous, right? I would die. I'm like, you're not even going to puke or pass out. You're going to come nowhere near death on this experience. I guarantee you're not going to die. I actually give a money back guarantee on that one too, that you won't die. That's a little hard to collect. I mean, the myth of I will die if I do this, you'll not die. You're not going to pass out. You might have to take your time. And I remember the first DEKA that I ever saw was one we hosted. It was the first DEKA in the state of Indiana. And there was a guy that I had never seen before or since. And he showed up. I don't know how he heard about it. Or why he never came back, but the average time on a DEKA Strong is somewhere around 20 minutes. I mean, some people are, probably half the people are faster than that and half the people are slower than that. And this guy came and he worked at that for 65 minutes. So you're talking over 3 times the average time. But you know what? He did it. It took him 65 minutes, but he did it. He had to take breaks. He had to stop a lot, and he did that. He stopped, and he did it. That's the main thing, is he got to the end of that course. People were cheering for him, and he got to get his picture taken with his ref and his shirt and his medal because he did what he set out to do. You're not going to die. You're going to accomplish it. Are you going to be on top of the world leaderboard? No, probably not. Only a handful of people are. But that's not the point. The point is that you're going to prove something to yourself. And it's not that you're the best athlete in the world, but it's that you can do something hard.
Yeah, and if right now you're listening to this podcast, you're like, what are these two crazy guys talking about? I got no idea what's going on right now. They're just talking about DEKA times, this and that. They seem a little crazy. I'm going to let you in on a little secret about DEKA. You don't got to do it by yourself. If you're a little hesitant still after listening to this, after we've busted up all these myths, you're still on the fence about it, I'll let you in on this secret. You can do it with a partner. You can break it up. If I don't want to do those 30 lunges, let's grab my 22-year-old son and make him do all the hard parts so I can just sit back and relax and get this super fast time.
Mainly, my main function when we partner race is to give you breaks. I just go long enough for you to catch your breath so you can keep working hard. Yeah, and it works because you're in such tremendous shape that if I give you 20 seconds off, then you come back and just take off like you're shot out of a cannon. I see you get a little tired, then I hop back in.
Yeah, so there's pro tip number 1. If you're a little hesitant, find someone a little bit younger than you in better shape to help you out.
That is the other myth, is because I can't do something, then I can't complete it, right? So maybe you have, like you referenced earlier, legitimate limitation, like artificial something, like some kind of prosthesis. But here's the thing. You can complete the DEKA even if you need to modify. And we've seen all kind of modifications. People who can't touch their knee to the ground on the lunge, maybe they have to have a pad, or maybe they just have to step back and their knee can't even make it all the way down to touch a pad on the ground. Maybe they just have to take a deep step back. And that's what they do. Or people that have turned the box over. We had one lady who even used a cement block, right? Because her knees and such she couldn't get up over the box, but she did what she could. You do what you can, not what you can't. And sure enough, you can get through. As you referenced earlier, Yeah, okay. You don't get an official DEKA mark on the global leaderboard, but who checks that anyway? Just the people, just a handful of people that are going to world championship even check that anyway. So don't worry about it. It's not where your name is on the global leaderboard. What matters is, did you challenge yourself and do what you could? That's the important thing. So get that myth out of your head that, oh, well, because I can't do one thing, I can't do the whole thing. It's just not true. Even still, like you just said, get a partner. Do it with a partner. Make your partner do the things that you can't or even don't want to do, like
Yeah.
I did.
And here's the great thing. Here's another myth I'm about to bust up for you guys.
Oh,
Is I
yeah.
hear,
Bust it, baby.
I hear, well, I haven't been training, so I'm gonna do it next time. I feel like that is
Ah,
probably the worst thing you can say, because
yeah.
here's the thing. Next time's never gonna come. You're just giving yourself an excuse, and the
Yeah.
next time you're gonna find another excuse for it. I,
Yeah.
the amount of there's no amount of training that you're gonna put in that's gonna have a great time. You could be in great shape, you're training, doing all this X, Y, and Z, and you could still have a bad race. And it's gonna put something on your radar, like, hey, I'm not in good of shape as I thought I was. I need to put in the work. It becomes very apparent to you right then and there. And one of the things, shout out Nate Langston. He just texted me. He got like, I don't want to, I don't want to diss on him by saying his time, but he said it was like a 34-minute mile, and he's like, I got to train. I got to take it more seriously because it opens up your eyes. Like, hey, it puts some bulletin board material up for you. Gives you some bulletin board material, and then the next time you race, you're probably gonna have like a crazy fast PR, and you're gonna feel really great about yourself because you're gonna have this massive amount of improvement that you're gonna make, and you're gonna feel really great about that because PRs are the best feeling ever when you are better than your previous best.
Man, we'd have people come into our gym and do DECA after 2 weeks of training. And I'm not talking about people that came in and they were already running or biking or something before they came to the gym. I'm talking about people who were coming off the couch into our gym. They had maybe 2 weeks of training, so they really had not made any significant progress. Your body doesn't even have time to adapt in 2 weeks. I mean, other than the neuromuscular efficiency, but you haven't even put on new muscle at that point. But they are doing it after 2 weeks. And like you just said, how many, oh man, then they do it again 12 weeks later and woo, 5 minute PR. Yeah, baby, there we go. You feel great because you see the value of your training. And conversely, we have to face the music too. And I've suffered with the kind of on the opposite end of that, where you get a good PR, you've worked hard, and you don't want to do the race because, oh man, I don't think I can make that time again. Well, guess what? You need to see where you're at right now because otherwise you won't see the improvement. So if where you're at right now is 20 minutes, but you used to be at 18, something like that, then you need to see that you're at 20. So then if you do it in a few weeks and you're down to 19 or 18 again, instead of going, see, I've got nowhere. No, you've actually worked hard and you've taken a minute or two off, but you only know that because you had the courage to do the one you knew wasn't going to be your best. So you got to do the ones even when you feel like you haven't trained long enough or you're not trained enough or whatever. You still got to do it. Got to do it. Just get in there, pick up the phone right now, click on it, get signed up, put it on the calendar because what's going to happen is your training is going to be a lot more focused. You're going to be a lot more on point with your nutrition because you got something on the calendar that you know you got to do.
And hopefully, after all of this, we can help eliminate some of those excuses that you're giving yourself. And if you still think you have some valid excuses, there's this program called Oscar Mike, and there's disabled veterans that work together, and they do DECAs, and they'll have all sorts of artificial limbs, but they still go out there and they complete that thing. So hopefully that
Yeah.
takes away all your excuses. So after you get this mindset, we need that mindset shift. What you're telling yourself is so important. If you're telling yourself DECA's too hard, it's all about all these crazy people are doing it, then that's the mindset you're going to have, and you're going to stay in that comfort zone. Take a step out of your comfort zone. Push yourself. First step out of that comfort zone, get your ticket for that race. Get yourself signed up. You got that on your calendar. you got something you're training for. I guarantee you're going to be more locked into your training, and you're going to just love it, that feeling when you cross that finish line. And we're going to have some more episodes that walk you through this DEKA journey, but hopefully we got you. You get those tickets right now. Pause the episode right now. Get those tickets for that DEKA event that your coach is trying to get you to sign up for. It's going to fire them up because they know how great it is for you. I talk to so many gym owners, and they talk about, oh, I hate how I have these people who've been training in my gym for so long, but I can't get them to do DEKA. It tears them apart because they know how good this is going to be for you in your fitness journey. This is going to help to give back to them by being successful, because that is something that really helps out those gym owners. So do it. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for that gym owner. Do it for
That's right.
'cause you know how much work they put in for you and how much they care about you.
I'm going to make you that same guarantee, because if you're still listening, you didn't press pause like Alton just told you to. So I'm going to make the same guarantee that I used to make to people in my gym. If this is your first DEKA and you're scared of it, I'm going to make that guarantee to you right now. If you do DEKA and you regret it, all you have to do is reach out to me and say, Coach, I regret it. I'll refund the full ticket for you. All right? So we know this is going to be good for you. And here's what I know, and I'm going to end with this. Your best life begins where your comfort zone ends.
Mic drop.
Season 3 of Ricardo's Rules of Resilience podcast is brought to you by Triple R Nutrition. Triple R Nutrition is a very clean, very pure way for you to get all the nutrition you need. It doesn't matter if it's whey that I'm holding right here, creatine, daily multivitamins, fat burners, rest, sleep, anything you need. Very clean. It's very pure. But it doesn't just stop with how much it does for your body. This line of supplements was designed specifically to support the Envision La Fuente ministry in the country of El Salvador that takes disadvantaged youth and offers them a brighter future through education. Be a part of doing great things for your body and doing great things in the world. Triple R Nutrition. See in the show notes exactly the link to click on and get everything you need to help yourself and help the world be a better place. As always, if you need coaching in resilience or in your hybrid racing, get a hold of us. We love to hear from our listeners. Give us feedback on the show. You can reach out to me at coach.ricardo on Instagram or Ricardo Molinax on Facebook.